Can't believe we're already talking about potentially the last cookout of the summer.
Well, yes and no. Officially, Labor Day
summer.
is kind of like one of those cornerstones, one of those moments, everybody gets together for that last big blowout, right?
Right. We don't put our grills away.
No, we don't actually stop grilling. We keep grilling, and thank God, because Omaha Steaks is still here. And yes, they will make your Labor Day party, though, much better, especially when you check out the deluxe grill out assortment. And you can save some serious money right now.
Go to omahasteaks.com and use the promo code PatandJT in the promo code box. And 50% off the deluxe grill assortment.
And you get 12 free burgers. So if you were like me, okay, my favorites, I'd have to go with the all beef meatballs are delicious.
Yes.
The filet mignons, the bacon wrapped filet. There's nothing like cow and pig put together. Right. Love it.
Right.
And the chicken breast, boneless chicken breast, that would be on my list.
The carameled apple tartlet dessert. Didn't even think Omaha Steaks made such delicious desserts, but they do, and that's one of the things you can put into that assortment.
Yeah, and they've got great assortment of sides, all the desserts, over 30 entrees, including those fillets and the burgers and everything else, the franks. You can put it all in there. Plus, you're going to save over 50% and get 12 free burgers.
Let's tear it up this Labor Day. Go to omahasteaks.com and use the promo code PatandJT for the deluxe grill out assortment. Save 50%.
Season 2 of the PatandJT podcast.
Oh my, now I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
All right.
Okay, so if I'm doing my math correctly, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday, 5 sleeps until SweetStock. As of today, Monday the 23rd, as we record this.
As we speak.
5 sleeps till SweetStock. Go to sweetstock.com. Use our promo code PatandJT and get $10 off your ticket, which is a good deal. This is from Pam at 402-403-9478. I'm crying with laughter over the bye-bye-bye that I said. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. I know it was low-hanging fruit when we were talking to Chris Kirkpatrick last week, and I'm sure he's heard it a million times, whatever. She said it's such a Pat move. I don't know exactly what that means, Pam, but
she knows you.
Yeah, you know what? As long as I think I'm funny, I don't care what anybody else
in
says.
his world. That's right.
Right.
It's all good.
As long as I amuse myself, that's all that really matters.
Actually, that's the way it should be.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
That's how you find your tribe. I mean, to be honest, that's how you find your people.
Be your own tribe.
Is to, and it's harder and harder anymore. I understand that, and I was just talking about that not that long ago, about the fact that I wish I could 100%, but it's like you always kind of adjust for the room. You know what I mean? Most of us tend to read the room. Pat doesn't always read the room. Really.
Or most of us who are, I don't read the room, but I do that. I read the room.
You do.
I read the room, but I read the room.
But.
No, but you're about 84% right. Because I read the room, but I don't like non-confrontational at all cost. So I'll mold into whatever crack needs to be filled for whatever situation, so I don't cause problems.
Right. That's it. And a lot of people do the same thing. You know, you just want to get by.
Just get by.
I just want to get this meeting over with. I just want to get this car ride over with. I just want to get, if
I'm in a room, I will pretend I'm vegetarian. I will pretend I'm lactose intolerant. I'll pretend I have a gluten allergy. I'll pretend that I'm Jewish. I'll do whatever helps me just get from point A to point B.
As long as you don't have to put up a discussion or put up a. You don't need to defend yourself or your choices.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, right.
Because
if I need to, then I'm always like, well, I mean, that's just what my mom said. Because what are you going to say? You can't say anything against what my mom says.
Right. No, that's true. I get it. I get it completely. So that would be a yes. That's what a Pat move is.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Pat. I didn't know we were still talking about that.
Yeah, that's a Pat move. But I do the same thing. Because
and I think if we're all honest, because otherwise you're just a pot stirrer all the time.
You're a walking confrontation,
right? You're like never just sit and have a conversation. You're always like a but or a but.
Well, I kind of am that person sometimes.
No, you are not a fight starter, but you're just you just don't let stuff let somebody come in and have a conversation, even if their facts are riddled with errors. You can't let that. You can't. It's like I don't care if somebody comes in the room and says that the earth is square.
Oh, here we go.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, whatever. You want to think that? I don't care. I want
your sources.
Living in my truth. See, you want sources. You want
sources.
Notarized, all this stuff. I just whatever. Live in your own little world. I don't care.
But it is that is how people find, when they talk about find your tribe, to, I guess really speak, talk in, say what really means something to you. You will attract people who are like thinkers. And you will probably put off, though, some people who thought they knew you.
Right. So it's a trade-off.
You actually end up with a better group around you, potentially, but you could potentially lose some people that you really like and you don't care that you don't agree with. That's the other sad part, is that for a lot of people, that when they start saying what they're really thinking, they lose some friends that they know they don't think the same way, but they've always been the person who tried to smooth things over to keep the friendship alive. Because it doesn't matter to that person that we think differently, but it matters to the other person, and
And you can tell as soon as they're gone. As soon as that's weird, because this morning, I don't know if you know who Theo Vaughn is, the comedian.
No.
Absolutely hilarious.
Should I look this up?
Yeah, you'll recognize his face.
Okay,
but he is Louis C.K., one of my favorites of all time.
Yes,
he to me is right up there with Louis C.K. He's hilarious.
Really?
Anyway, so I was watching, just got down into a Theo Vaughn rabbit hole this morning while I'm getting ready, and I got onto this, and he's super hilarious, but he's also in recovery, and he was talking about, he had an author on his podcast from Canada who wrote a book about addiction or whatever, and he was talking about that. He's like, yeah, people, you always talk about, you find out who your friends are when you go through something. Well, the author flipped around. He's like, you find out who your friends aren't. He's like, your friends are the ones that they'll bolt. Your friends don't bolt. So if somebody leaves over politics or over you thinking the earth is square or whatever, then they were never your friends. So it's probably best for you and best for them.
It's actually, you're doing them a favor.
And that's exactly what he said. You're doing them, you're doing yourself a favor, but you're also doing them a favor.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's an interesting dude. His parents are from Nicaragua. And his name is Theodore Kapitani von Kernatowski. Theo Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn.
That's why his friends all called him Theo Vaughn.
He's so funny, man.
My goodness. Okay, I do recognize him though, but I never would have known. Well, I guess no, not both his parents. He's both his originally was from Nicaragua. Okay, maybe his mom is Irish. Yeah, he's got a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah.
That's an interesting name, though. My goodness. I'll have to check that out. But
you're
right.
I'll try to grab, if I can find what you're talking here, I'll not listen like usual, and I'll search for something online.
What are you looking for?
I'm on his TikTok, because I found something.
Go ahead and find it.
I found something this morning that Theo, got it.
There you
Because when you look at his name, it looks like the oven.
Yeah, it does. And actually, that's the oven OVON, though, not OVEN, but the oven, OVON. That's his website, theoven.com, theovon.com.
I see, like some of these, but a lot of these are like super inappropriate. But this one I don't think is too. I don't think this one's
sober living. Some dude, one guy in the kitchen. I'm like, oh man, we're having dinner. I'm like, this salad is so good, and he's like, yeah, it's really good. I was dead for 30 minutes 2 weeks ago. So
he's talking about a sober living place.
Everything's good. I'm like, damn,
oh my God,
bro. Okay, man, damn. So you really tasting this ranch. It's a damn sober.
I
just the way his delivery is hilarious, and I've played.
He doesn't sound sophisticated. That's what makes it really funny too. Because most of the comedians that don't sound sophisticated are super smart.
Super smart,
right? And it even says in his bio, as far as his subject matter, human behavior is American politics, gender differences. I mean, it's like that's not the common fare for comedy.
Oh no!
Right?
Yeah. So you have to be really smart to dice that stuff up.
Yeah, and then you throw in a little of that, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, the what do you call it? The irony, the difference between how he sounds and how he should sound, considering the subject matter.
Yes,
that's funny.
It is hilarious. Yeah, my wife does not think he's funny at all. I've tried many times. She's like, I don't get it.
That's one thing. I don't think you can push your comedy choices off on people.
No, you're right. You can't because you're right. My kids will show me TikToks that literally make no, like I can't even in my mind. I'm kind of a weirdo in my head sometimes where I think things are funny. Like I don't get it.
I don't get it. Do you remember your kids saying that to you though? When they were little and you were trying to explain irony to them? You know what I mean? You're trying humor in general with children, little kids, and they don't get the joke.
No.
Sometimes, and it's
that's why you default to poop jokes for little kids because they get it. They'll laugh at every time it was a poop joke.
That. That's exactly right. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Speaking of poop, I have something for you.
Oh, good Lord.
Right?
I didn't know it was that kind of party.
I know, because somehow it manages to creep into our conversations
All the time?
almost weekly, probably more often than not. I was watching something. I can't even remember what it was, but somebody mentioned a poop stick. And
I don't even know what that means. Like, what is a poop stick? I can draw conclusions. That's a stick for poop, but
I didn't immediately know what it like. Didn't just like spring in my head. And the conversation was around the fact something about whatever the other person had said. And this was like a not a debate, but more. It was a conversation between several people, and one of them had made a statement, and the other person said that basically that's as relevant today. In today's age as a poop stick. And everybody else at the table just like,
Like what?
What? Poop stick. And it has another name, and I can't remember what the actual name of it is. But
Shit
anyway.
stick?
Sponge on a stick. How about that? Let's go with that. And you've talked about this before. About in ancient Rome, you talk about watching some of the TV shows that make it look like it was so cool and so...
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, my God, just like...
the Romans were so hot and like gladiator and, good Lord,
they
get
looked
after
amazing. But then you read the part about how they had kind of like these social bathrooms, right? So everybody would go to a place, the public toilets, because everybody didn't have their own toilet in their house.
Yeah.
So they had the public toilets, and it was it was marble, so that made it high class. It was a long marble bench with holes in it. So at least
gross.
it wasn't wood and you get a sliver on your butt. But it was a long marble bench with holes, and then there were holes where you sit, and then there was a hole in front of you as well, and that's where the poop sticks were, or the sponge sticks. And most Romans, they said, wore long tunics, and the men's went down to their knees, and the women's were probably longer, and probably nothing underneath. Nothing, right?
No underpants?
Nothing.
Gross.
So it was easy to use the toilets that way. And probably more than likely, you'd be sitting on the toilet, probably chatting with friends.
Yeah, oh, sure.
And then when you were finished, you would push the sponge through the hole and wipe your rear end. And then rinse in a channel of running water. So there was a hole for the sponge, so you could use it and would keep it in there. So
But it was the same sponge for everybody.
Yes.
But yeah, they're worried about keeping it in there. But then it pops up and it was the same.
Maybe they kept it in there so they didn't want to have to look at it.
Oh my gosh, that is absolutely that is filthy. That's filthy.
And you'd leave it in the basin then for the next person to use. But after you got done, I never realized this. They did kind of use the bidet system. So after they did that, then you would go sit your buns down in a channel of running water.
Which would be fantastic. That would be great. What? Okay.
Yeah. So that's where the poop stick came
I know.
in.
And people back then, they weren't stupid. They just weren't as advanced, as we are now. But you would think someone at some point at that time would have said, there's a better way.
Well, I'm sure the richest people had their own bathrooms.
Their own poop stick?
And probably their own poop sticks. And actually, they had people to do that for them, probably.
Wow.
About that.
That would be rough. You think you hate your job. Not you, but just in general. You could be going to work manning the poop stick.
Poop stick.
But of all the things you could use to clean, why a sponge on a stick? I mean, lift your tunic up, put it under your armpits, and just wipe.
I don't know.
There's leaves. Scoot on the ground.
I guess the sponge kind of makes sense. I mean, at the time.
It
was probably innovative at the time.
Yeah.
I like the idea that it was a marble. I didn't know that before. I always just assumed
shark tank. The sharks. I'm gonna fund the poopeth sponge. That is rich.
How awful is that?
That is disgusting.
And then on another note, my weekend was interesting. Overall, it was really good until about what time last night? What time did I text you?
Oh, let me look.
I was sailing right along, and then all of a sudden, damn it!
You texted me at. Is it you texted me or you sent me a text? Texted to me sounds wrong.
It does. Let's go with sent you a text.
It was at 7:54.
Okay, so it was after. So I went to dinner.
Because then the memes start flying.
Went to dinner. I love that what you sent to me too. Thank you very much. And sushi, by the way, nothing difficult to eat. And my entire bridge fell out in my teeth.
So you don't sound like you're talking too weird. It's either your bridge is gone or you're a little buzzed.
Right?
Uh-huh.
It's the bridges. Yeah, that's gone. It's the whole left side.
So, and I've heard of bridges before, but Beth had explained to me exactly what a bridge was. So it's a significant deal. And you sent me a picture. Can we post it? It's clean. I mean, it is legitimately like that's a fantastic looking bridge, other than the fact it's on your counter, not in your mouth.
Yeah, right. That was the next thing is you got to make sure you don't lose it, because hopefully all that happens is they can just put it right back in.
Well, we're open.
So I'm really hopeful. Oh God.
It's not over troubled waters. It's bridge over a root canal.
Well, it was a root canal that went bad. Yeah,
okay. Bridge
that's what
over
it was.
a bad root canal.
Yeah, it bridged the gap is what it did. Right?
Bridged the gap.
Yeah, but anyway.
That is just that song.
Thanks.
I'm unpairing my phone, so I can't even pretend to like that anymore.
So yeah, it is a little difficult.
So what are you going to do?
So I put a call in last night to the dentist.
Where is your bridge? In your pocket?
It's in the truck.
Oh, it's in the truck.
In a baggie.
And they can put it back in, right? You're assuming.
I'm hoping that's all they need to do. So we'll see what.
Why? That's crazy. Why all of a sudden
hurt.
Now it's like you're eating sushi and then pop?
I know, but I don't know. They don't last forever. That's something that I do know, because if you get them, it's like every 15 years, maybe 10 or 15 years that you may have to have it replaced. So, and it's been a minute.
Yeah.
I've had this one for at least 15 years.
So it's probably good for everybody.
So it might have been that's just so disruptive right in the middle of, and you're like,
yes.
That's not sushi.
Which is so weird because your mind goes like all these, like, are my teeth falling out? Like legit, my teeth falling out? Nothing to more.
That dream is the worst dream too, right?
Dream. Yes. Where you
bit off more than you can chew, or what else did they say there's for your teeth falling out?
If you're insecure about something, your teeth fall out. I had to Google what it means when you dream about somebody that has one nipple. And I had a dream last week about someone. I don't remember who it was. Oh, it was a company photographer that was meeting one of our future show people for a shoot. And I was stress dreaming about that. And he was in my dream, and he didn't have a shirt on, and he had one nipple in the middle of his chest. And it was, but
then again, that is a real thing, I think, because there's some people that have
in the middle of
3,
but not right dead center.
I don't know.
In your stern, we have 3, but usually it's like a little piece of like bologna stapled to your side over here. Yeah, like a little. I've never heard of a person with just one centralized nipple.
Did you look that up?
No, I just Googled what does it mean when you dream, and it was there wasn't anything about one nipple. It was. Dreaming of people without shirts on and like no bra, like all that kind of stuff. There wasn't anything. I think I'm just weird.
I don't see much in here for that.
Yeah. Not a lot of people. And I get if you have like just one nipple in like a normal nipple place, but to have one nipple moved over into the middle of your sternum.
Oh my God. I found a whole article called Nipple Facts.
Maybe we should talk about that tomorrow on our podcast.
We'll check that out for later.
Okay. Say that. Thanks.
I think the variety's been enough for one day.
I don't even know what to title this train wreck. Go to sweetstock.com and use PatandJT as the promo code to save $10 on your tickets. Thanks for listening.
PatandJT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.